Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday and welcome back to Tachy Talks. Got a very exciting episode for you this week. You'll notice we have another guest, but before I get into that, you'll probably also notice that we are once again separated. So unfortunately, COVID has reared its head again, gotten a little bit worse, and just in order to keep on following public health and safety guidelines, we've decided to go back to recording on Zoom. And that's what's happening now. We're all in our own homes away.
But I mean, like, we have a
isolated
guest. We have a guest from Ottawa anyway, and none of us are in Ottawa, so it would have to be online anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, back to the good old days like it was. So this week we're going to be talking a little bit. You'll remember last week we talked about going straight from nursing to medicine. This week we're going to be talking about getting a nursing degree, another degree mixed in there, working a little bit, 2 different jobs, and then going to medicine. So a little bit of a different path. But I will let everybody introduce themselves. So I'm Haley, and these are my pals.
Hello, everyone. I am, I don't know. I wanted to say something special, but like I can't think of anything, but I'm just Advait.
You're my first pal.
I'm her first pal, Advait.
And I'm Kylie. I thought you were going to say that you forgot your name or something. And I was like, honestly,
No,
that's the vibe I'm on right now.
I was trying to think of something creative, like a joke or something. And I thought of nothing because like, that's just the kind of week we've been having. But we're also joined.
Our classmate here, if you want to introduce yourself.
Oh, and I'm La. I was forced to be here.
We held him against his will and made him come. Kind of like what Advait was saying that I don't know if you're watching on YouTube, but I look like tired right now. Haley and I had a research meeting this morning and she told us to go take a nap. So
she literally was like, get off this meeting and go take a nap. I was like, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so Lo is our classmate in medical school, and he had a very interesting path to medicine, also some nursing like Abe last week. So we just wanted to get him on here. We know you guys all loved last week's episode. We got some really great feedback, so we thought you'd want to hear a little bit more. But before we dive into all of that, we will do the traditional, how has your week been, Advait?
All right. So
all right.
Our
He's
week
prepared a monologue.
I mean, for those that don't really know, which would be like 99% of people that don't really know what our schedule is like, our week's been pretty busy. We had an exam last week. We have a bunch of modules to do this week, so I would say I'm busy doing that stuff at the moment. But one cool thing that happened 2 weeks ago was LeBron James got his 4th NBA title. So fourth MVP in the finals, 4th title. And, you know, I don't really care about Lakers or whatever, but like it's LeBron, you know?
No, they did it for Kobe.
I mean, they did it for Kobe. I agree. But like LeBron has another title. So no more 3-6 Mafia. No more like memes about that. I'm just waiting till LeBron goes 6-6. That applied to like nobody understood what I was saying except for Lo there. I'm pretty sure.
Haley and I are just staring blankly at the screen right now.
Basketball.
No more memes.
No, but listen, with NBA done now, I don't think it's going to start until 2021. Hopefully I'll have more free time now to actually be on top of things and study and not procrastinate, because that was a big excuse I had before.
I'm sure you're going to find another excuse.
Yeah.
Like, let's just get real here. You can turn to NFL. The games have gone like almost every single day because the schedule had to keep changing because of COVID. So.
Yeah. I'm actually not a huge football guy. I don't know why.
I love football, but I understand. It's a very big time commitment because every game is like 4 hours.
I mean, basketball is like pretty long too, and I was like watching pretty much every game in the playoffs. Like when playoffs first started, it'd be like 4 games in a day. I'd be watching. You remember that?
I was like got no work done. Like
yeah, dude. I was watching like 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. every day.
Yeah, like me and like Tyler, my roommate, we just watch it all day.
I know, say.
You guys are so sporty.
Listen, we gotta act cool for our viewers out there. So even if all of that was a lie,
did you guys hear that?
It's an act.
we just have
I can
to
guarantee
say
it's
that
an
we're
act.
super sporty.
I'm so out of shape.
No, Lo's sick at basketball though. Lo's sick.
Well, he's like
Yeah.
6'17", so tall.
Did you
He's
say
tall.
6'17"?
What?
Yeah, I was exaggerating because that's not an actual like measurement of height that you can be because it stops at 12.
Don't worry,
Or, like,
Kylie. It was just like a
11.
really, really
So-
bad joke.
I was really confused for a second there. I was like, huh. I mean, I guess it's an important piece of information that these guys would play basketball all the time last year when we were in person. They would like leave class and go out and shoot some hoops. And
They took the nets off the basketball posts at the school. I
Yeah.
noticed that last time I was there. They didn't want you guys to play anymore, so they took the hoops
Yeah.
off.
they knew.
We found 2 better courts actually,
Oh.
and Mitchell.
Mitchell Park, right? Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
that's
that has been my week pretty much. Kylie, what's up? What are you doing?
All
What are you
right.
saying?
I actually had a very fun week. So obviously we had Advik, did you say we had a test on Monday?
I think he said.
Whoa.
But
All right, we had a test at one point. Sorry, my Zoom just cut out for a second. There was a test that occurred. So I spent a lot of time studying for that. But then after that, I got to go back to the Emerge, which I was super excited about. And I had a great time. It was nice to be back. It's nice to be like, that's what I was saying when I was there. I was like, it's so nice to see real patients and talk to real patients. Obviously, like you have tons of PPE on. Like I had a mask, goggles, scrubs.
the way you said it, sorry,
it's
but
nice.
like the way you said it, I went back to the Emerge. Sounds like you got admitted. Like you went to the
I know.
emergency room because
Well,
something happened.
Well, that I keep saying it. I was like, oh yeah, like I spent my night like in the Emerge, and people are like, what? And I'm like, no, don't worry.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, no, I was not a patient. I was doing a clinical learning opportunity. But yeah, it was great. It was nice to like see people in real life and not like a standardized patient over Zoom. No hate on the standardized patients on Zoom. They're great, but it's just a different experience, you know? So it was nice to see real people. But yeah, other than that, I've been catching up on lots of things. I'm very overwhelmed right now. And my brain, I can hear Katie laughing through the wall. My roommate's laughing at me. And yeah, that's been my week. Nothing really exciting other than that. I've been drinking a lot of coffee. That's it. Haley?
Yeah, we started MSK, so I'm really sad about that because it's a lot of anatomy. I actually just pulled out I've been doing the coloring book. Lots of fun. So
Oh, beautiful.
there's like if you're on YouTube, you'll see what I'm holding up an anatomy coloring book right now that I have all colored in, and I have color coded notes on the side. I've convinced myself that's how I'm gonna learn MSK. It takes a really long time, so hopefully I stick with it and it stays in my brain because it takes a long time to get through the modules. And the modules are already like literally 5 hours long. So
Like one
that's
module is 5
upsetting.
hours. Yeah.
yeah.
And that's like
Um,
not an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else? I don't know. I went for a bike ride with Advait. Finally, Advait went for a bike ride with me. I've been bugging him. You know, if you listen, you'll know that I've been bugging him. So
That was a
we
good
went for a
workout.
bike ride. It was a good workout. Went up and down some hills, across some bridges, turned around, came back again. Glad to finally take my bike out, and I didn't fall. It was my first. I have clips on my bike, and so I was a little bit afraid that not being used to them, I was gonna get stuck in them. That was my cat.
I had a feeling that was Finnegan.
Finnegan.
I mean, it
stop.
had to be Finnegan, or else there's like a robber in her house.
And I was
Like,
going to say,
straight
Haley,
up.
you need to go deal with that.
He's climbing up the window. Oh my god. Oh, fit. Okay. So that was my week. What did you get up to this week, Leah?
Honestly, same thing, just studying for that exam. After that, I don't even remember, just like looking at MSK and then just dying, like suffering.
Dude, I know the pain is so real. I don't need like, why can't we be like McMaster where we do zero anatomy? I shouldn't say that, but still, it's like McMaster does zero anatomy. And I
mean,
wish we were them right now.
You also have the other side of the spectrum though, which is like UFT, which does
oh, no.
a extremely large amount of anatomy. So I feel like we're somewhere in between.
Actually, that's not too bad, yeah.
But
And like we didn't do that much anatomy before. It just started now, so
Are you guys surgery gunners? Anyone surgery?
I'm a surgery
The one
gunner.
down there.
One down there.
Well,
Well,
oh,
yeah.
that makes sense. That's why you have the
I mean,
color.
That's why I have the coloring book. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But that has been our 4 weeks. Or not 4 weeks, 4 separate weeks. 4 separate experiences. Okay. But yo, Kylie, you wanna hit us with the
Disclaim us.
yeah.
Yes. All right. So, same as every week. Everything that we say today is our opinions only. It does not reflect. I can't speak.
Refract.
Refract physics. It doesn't reflect the views of our institution. Any information we give you merely tips based on our own personal experience, and we make no guarantee that you'll get into med school one day. I mean, hopefully you do, but we can't make that guarantee for you. And again, these are our own opinions. So, someone take it away.
So I'll take it away.
Thank you, Haley.
I was thinking that we could just start with like a brief overview of your journey to medicine. So tell us about all the education and careers that you have experienced.
Okay. All right. I guess where do I start? I guess we'll start from high school.
Start from birth, actually.
Nah, don't listen to her.
So yeah, like from high school, like a typical like immigrant kid, my dad was like, "Okay, so you're gonna be a doctor." I'm like, "Okay." Not sure, whatever. Just apply like for the programs for me and stuff. I don't even care. So like that's why I went into like biomed for like my undergrad, but then like I just didn't do anything. I was just like playing NBA 2K every day, and then like.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so after like the first year, my grades were like so bad, and then I was like, "What am I gonna do?" Like, I started panicking. So then I started applying for the nursing second entry program. That's because my mom is a nurse, so I was like, okay, like, I want to do something in healthcare. So like, why don't I do that? Because my grades were just like so bad. I was like, no way am I gonna make it to med school.
So like what university was this in? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I should have said that. It was at U Ottawa.
Oh, you auto, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they still have that second entry program. They might have suspended it because like they have too many people like applying to nursing now. So something about that. Yeah. Yeah. So I did that for 2 years, and then I graduated. Like, so that was like still 4 years to basically graduate with my nursing license, and then I took the NCLEX. I think was that when the NCLEX first started? I don't even know. Not important. Yeah, so I did the NCLEX. That was stupid. It's like this test, and then it's like adaptive, right? So like you can either have like 80 something questions, or you can have like 300 something questions.
Oh shit. I didn't know that.
That's so
Sorry.
that's so
I know
weird.
somebody who wrote every single question, and people say that if you write every single question, like you probably failed because it keeps you on a line. And if you're like failing, then it will just end the test because you're failing. And if you get like a whole bunch of them correct, then it will end the test because you've passed. She wrote every single question, was so freaked out, told everybody that she failed, and then she passed. So it was fine.
I actually wrote every question too, but like, but this is how it works actually. It's like, if you just have like the minimum amount of questions, you either like did really well, or you just straight up like got everything wrong.
Yeah.
It's adaptive, right? So like at 100 questions, I really had to like use the washroom. I really had to pee. Okay, so like I was like, okay, it's gonna be done anytime now. So I'm like rushing through the questions, and then like the more I rush, the more like I'm probably getting the stuff incorrect. And I'm like, come on, like just finish. I gotta go pee, and then it went to like 300. Like,
Oh my god.
That I didn't know that.
So it's so like anxiety invoking because like you don't know which question is your last question. Like all of a sudden you click and answer one and it's over.
Is there like a maximum time limit on it? Sorry, Lo.
Yeah, it was like I actually don't know how long, but like 3-4 hours. I don't know, 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 hours. I think it's kind of like the MCAT, but like less intense.
Can you imagine? It's like whenever I tell my parents I have a test, the first thing they ask me is like, "Oh, how long is it gonna take?" Imagine like writing this test, like, "Oh, how long is your test?" I don't know. It'd be like 1 hour to 4. Like, I'll figure it out.
I'll be home before dinner.
Yeah. Sorry, went off track there.
No, all good.
Yeah.
All good.
So I started working. I worked like on an ortho floor when I first started as an RN, and at the time they had like this what's it called, new grad program. I don't think they really give it out that much anymore, but now back then it was like you get paired with another nurse for like 6 months, and then like so it's like really dope. Like you get to like kind of ease into it, and you like really learn and like get supported really well in the beginning. And then like after that, I think it was like around that time I was like I kind of want to do medicine, like so it's like
Why? What made you decide you wanted to do medicine? Sorry, I'm gonna put you on a tangent.
So, so I went to watch a few surgeries actually in the OR, and then it was like ortho surgeries. It was like super dope. They were like hammering all this stuff. The surgeons like playing like rap on the freaking speakers, and then like I was like, this is sick. Like what the heck?
I love that.
That's like Lo's thing. I want to play rap while I'm in the hospital. I want to be a. I want to be a
Do you want to
physician.
be a surgeon, Lo?
At the time, but like I don't know anymore. Like
Okay.
yeah. So that was what kind of like triggered me. So I was like, okay, how can I do this? And I was like, my grades aren't that great, so let me go back and like finish my biomed, because it will only take 2 years. And then like a lot of schools only like look at the last 2 years or like your best 2 years. So I was like, okay, I could do that. So I also wrote my MCAT like that same year before I went back to school. Kind of like if I do well, then like I can do this. But then I did really badly the first time, like because I didn't really study, because I was like working full time and studying. Like it was really, really bad idea. Like I remember I would be like working a night shift, and then it'd be like 2 a.m. You have your like 2 hour break. You're supposed to nap, but then I can't really nap. So I'm like, okay, I'll study for the MCAT right now. Like, and your
That's so
brain.
depressing.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I
so
was just about-
depressing.
So upsetting.
I was about to say I worked like during the summer. I wrote my MCAT, but like that was working like for like my family business. It wasn't nursing where you're taking care of patients and doing stuff all night. So that must have been hard.
Yeah, I would not recommend that.
You know what's even funnier? It's like, yeah, you're a nurse right now. You're treating patients. You're applying medicine, okay? And then the MCAT's asking you like about physics questions. Like, what? Get out of here! It's so
Like, tell
stupid.
me about these magnetic fields.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
magnetic
tell me
field,
about
right hand
fields.
rules and everything. It's like, come on,
Torque.
are you kidding me? Like, I'm a nurse. I work. I do this stuff for a living, like medicine, and you're asking me about like kinematics.
Yeah. Oh god. Don't even. Don't even.
Don't bring him back to that time. He's tried to repress it. He's done.
So traumatized. Yeah. So like when I went back for my second degree, I guess, but like it was really a continuation of my original degree, because that's what I started before. So like I went into third year, and then like the summer after that, I rewrote the MCAT. And then like after I graduated, I had to work a bit more because I didn't get in on the first application. So like after that, I worked in like, what was it? Oh yeah, it was like a general medicine unit. So it's pretty depressing. Yeah.
And then where did you work the summer before you started medical school?
Yes,
so then,
I'm so curious.
so like general medicine was super depressing, and then like I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like quit. So I quit, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sell houses. So I went, got my real estate license, and started selling houses. Sold one house, and then
One house.
Yeah. sold one house because I started in like, what was it? It was like a month before like the acceptance letters came out. Like I sold one house, like because I started a month before, sold one house, and then I found out I got in, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm gonna relax.
So you just quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
I mean,
quitter.
I did something similar. Like when I found out I got in, I like dropped everything I was doing. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah,
I
'cause-
continued to work every day at the Peterborough Rowing Club, teaching the next generation of young rowers.
Congrats. I'm
Yeah.
sure they all remember you.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're their role model.
I probably
They
am. Yeah.
want
I'm a
to
role
be
model.
Haley Gurton.
Probably.
Wait, so hold up. You got 2 degrees in 6 years of university.
Yeah.
Dang,
Pretty
that's
much.
pretty good. That's like
good.
a,
Sweet.
yeah, that's a pretty good program that Ottawa has then.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. It was actually pretty competitive to get into that program too. Like I got into that program off the wait list. So
Mm.
Into nursing or into the biomed?
nursing, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that most of the like second entry or like compressed programs are pretty difficult. You have to
Yeah, it
be.
was like super competitive. It
And
was
I
like-
think that's because like nursing in general is just competitive. Like if you apply nursing out of high school, I think University of Windsor's like average for their acceptances are like is like 89% or something, 90%.
yeah, it's super competitive. It's
Yeah.
actually
So, kind of along that line, why did you decide to go into medicine as opposed to going like doing your NP?
so I guess like back to that surgery point, it was like mainly because like you can't do surgery as an NP. But like looking back at it from now, another thing is like autonomy, you know, it's like NPs, they can't really build OHIP. They have to work in like certain situations, and there's not really that many like job openings, and it's not very flexible as opposed to like MD. You could do anything basically.
Yeah, that's true. You got like more flexibility.
Yeah, and obviously earning potential, you do earn more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna lie, it's a big reason.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I think that's a fair reason. And if it goes along with other thought processes you have, for sure. NP seems to be a very evolving field right now, though. So it'll be interesting to see like in the next like 10, 20, 30 years, because in the States, it's so different than it is in Canada right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I just don't want to bet my life on the government making changes, you know, it's like.
Yeah, that's
Also,
yeah.
100% fair. Like to make it, you make the decision based on like the resources available now. So,
Mhm.
well, I'm glad you chose medicine because now you get to
be
be
our
friends with us.
And you also gotta meet Nit because of medicine. That wouldn't have happened. Shout out Nit.
If I did do MP, I'd be like done right now, and like,
Making money.
you know, I wouldn't be studying anatomy.
Yeah, it's true.
I know that's true, dude. I think about that all the time. I always think about like, man, if I went into engineering, I would be done right now. I'd be making money. I know it's completely different than medicine, but like, you know, I think about it sometimes.
Yeah.
That would have
Like-
been like 5 years of intense physics, though. That would be
No, it'd be
My
yeah, but
nightmare.
like I don't mind physics. Like when in high school, I applied to mechanical
That's why
engineering.
we're different people.
In high
Yeah.
school, I applied to mechanical engineering. It's not like
Did you so you applied to mechanical engineering and bio?
I applied to mechanical engineering and biochem, yeah, and then
You
like
chose
I applied
bio.
mechanical engineering at Waterloo, not in Windsor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Fun
So why-
fact about Advait.
Why didn't you do that?
dude, I was so close to doing it, and then I was just talking to some people, and I realized that medicine is just a safer career in terms of job stability.
Yeah, if you match.
Come on, like I'm not scared of not matching. That's just
I'm really happy for you because I
No,
am.
because like okay, listen, if you don't match, what's the worst that can happen? You just reapply. You do one more year.
And you don't match again. That's the worst that could happen. And
No,
then you
but
have
like-
an MD and no career.
Why wouldn't you match the second time? You have
Why
a
wouldn't
whole
I
year-
match the first time? Probably the same reason.
No, you have a
I just
whole
want to
year.
say, if you're in high school and you're listening to this, do not worry about matching right now.
Yeah,
Please
and, like,
don't.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even like if okay, let's say I go for something like let's say I go for plastic surgery, okay, and I don't match. But like I wouldn't mind going for family med the next year. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so that's where the difference is. That's why I'm scared. It's because I couldn't be happy with a career in family medicine.
All right.
Right now, at this moment, you say
At this
that.
moment, yeah, watch. I'm gonna end up being a family medicine doctor. I just don't think that I have the right personality for it. I think that those people that do family medicine are like very patient, intelligent, well-rounded individuals who deal with a lot of shit. And I don't think that I have the capacity for that. I just think that they are next level human beings, but that's just my opinion.
Right now.
Maybe I'll become one of them.
That's why you
I mean-
guys make it seem like matching is, I view it as you're gonna be a type of physician, just depends what type of physician and where. Do you
No,
wanna-
I agree with that. I think just a lot of the stress that comes from matching is that like it's like the next step, right? And for a lot of programs, like it's getting more competitive. And like the way that I kind of operate on a day-to-day basis now is like I do everything I can in the best way to prepare myself, but I try not to stress about it because you will never know what's going to happen until fourth year. And there is so much that can happen. Your mind can change so many times. Haven't even started clerkship yet. This is a very big tangent, but Haley, don't worry.
Anyways, back to La.
Back to law, yeah.
La. So, if you could like redo your life again, La, would you take the same path of going biomed to nursing to biomed to medicine? Would you stick with biomed? Would you go straight into nursing? Like, what would you do? Or like do something different altogether to get into medical school?
Oh, to get into medical school. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you thinking of? Hold on. No.
Yeah, no, I want to know if there's like another career option.
Remove to get into medical school. Just remove that. Just in life, would you do something?
I was just gonna sell houses like straight out of high school.
I mean, that's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, like that would've
I have
been
a
dope.
friend that's doing that right now. He just he finished high school. He's just taking a few courses, I think, to get licensed.
Yo, that's like honestly like one of the smartest and like underrated moves.
Yeah.
You don't realize that until much later. But
Yeah,
yeah,
like medicine is honestly, if you're trying to go for money, there's other things you can be doing instead. But all right, let's go back to the medicine one.
But anyways, I think the point of my question was that there are students who might want to pursue medicine somewhere down the line. And I'm wondering if they followed in your footsteps, do you think that's a good path, or what path would you recommend they go on?
honestly, like my path, it only ended up being like that because I didn't know what I wanted to do in high school. Like I just like didn't really think about it. If you like are for sure like you want to do medicine and you're like going hard in high school, you're like doing research in like grade 12, like one of those.
One of them.
Like, yeah, like yeah, if you're doing that, like I would just like go into like a pre-med program and like do it for like 3 years and then get into MAC and then like finish in 3 years and then like yeah,
that's the ideal, eh?
like go into MAC outside and then like go to MAC afterwards. Yeah, like that's the ideal path for sure. Like if I would redo it, I'd do that if I knew I wanted to do medicine in high school, you know.
I was creeping someone the other day on the internet who was a year older than me and was already in their first year of residency. And I was like, holy crap. Because they would be what, like 25? And I don't think I'll start residency until I'm like 27, 28.
Yeah, I think Yech, one of our classmates, has a friend who is in like his 4th year of residency. He's 25, 26.
Yeah, everyone in my high school class is in residency.
It's okay, bro. Same with
Everybody you
Yech.
went to high school with went into medical school, and
Okay,
they're
no,
all in
there's, like,
residency now.
There's a lot. There's probably like at least like 10 in my class. Like I don't know.
Wow.
That
There's-
is actually a lot.
There's 2 people from my high school in our class, me and Yu Yang.
You and Yu Yang went to the same high school?
Yeah.
Are you guys the same class or oh no, you said different years?
I'm class of 2011 and he's class of 2013. So he's like
Because like I have 2 people from, well, now 3 people from my high school class in medical school right now, but I went to Assumption in Windsor, so I feel like the chances of ending up here are a little bit higher than
then like Windsor campus. You went to Odd One High School. It's like that's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
I actually know someone from my high school who's like 2 or 3 years higher than me, and he also went to Windsor campus too.
Really?
Like,
Wow. Small world.
Residency now, I guess.
Did you go to like an IB high school or anything, or was it just a regular high school?
Regular high school.
Wow.
Best high school in Ottawa.
Yeah, apparently. Pumping out doctors left and right.
That's actually crazy.
That is, I think me and one of my classmates, like the year we graduated, I think are the first 2 people to go to a Canadian med school. So
I think from my high school grade, I think the only one in a Canadian med school. So I'm repping RSS.
Let's go. Okay, look, another question for you. How did you find the motivation to do a second degree and to go back and do biomed?
I guess it was just like it was pretty easy because like I didn't even have to apply. I just log into my like school account and it's like I'm continuing my degree because like I already did like half of it, so I didn't really have to apply or anything. I just finished it. So I guess that's why it was like kind of easier. It was like even easier than like applying to MP because like I could just start it, you know. So it wasn't very hard for me.
Were you working as a nurse? Sorry, you might have said this, but were you working as a nurse as you did the biomed degree?
Yeah.
Was it hard to find time to manage both or?
Yeah, it was it was pretty flexible because my manager was really nice. Like she let me just work as much as I want. So I pretty much just did like one shift a month or maybe two a month.
Okay.
I just mostly like night shifts on the weekend. So like I didn't have to like miss class during the week. But sometimes one time was like crazy. I was like a night shift on Sunday and then I just went straight to class afterwards on Monday.
That's crazy, yeah. So like did you have trouble at all when you went back to do your degree?
No,
Did you have trouble doing like research and extracurriculars?
I didn't really do that much extracurriculars, but I did like research for my honors project. That was actually easier because like I went to the prof and I was like, oh, I work as a nurse in ortho and I'm interested in this. I saw your research was in this, and she's like, oh, cool, come aboard, like it's cool.
That's nice.
So you only did research fourth year for your thesis?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Nice.
Hey, same.
Yeah.
Cool.
That stuff.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, it was just like the research I was in. It's been like rejected like 4 or 5 times.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Every few months I would get like a email. It's like, oh, like new manuscript like submission, like you're listed as a co-author, and then like a month later it'll be like rejected.
That's rough. That's the issue with the research. It's just revising and then resubmitting and again. Trust me, like I did research for like 3 years. I have no publications to show for it. No publications.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I mean, publications like aren't the be all and end all. It's the skills you learned along the way.
No, that's BS. Whoever tells you that, they're lying. They're 100% lying if they tell you that.
I understand. Well, obviously, like it's nice to have something to show for all the hard work you put in. I know
Yeah.
you grind away over there doing
Publication is the
things.
only hard evidence that's available. Like everything else is just by word of mouth, you know? Like if I did research, then you have to like trust my supervisor with them saying, yeah, Advocate did research. But if you have a publication, that's just definitive proof that I did something.
I guess you do get like a great reference for like OMSAS out of it.
Yeah. Actually, we asked Abe a similar question, but like who were your references or like what type of people were your references?
One, it was like, oh, I volunteered at the ortho like not like the Department of Ortho like research office too. So like I used the research manager there as a reference, and then I used one of the doctors, the physiatrist from the research lab I was at, and then my PI. So those were the 3.
So 3 pretty like academic references.
I took out, so my second application, I swapped out my nursing manager. So I don't know if that helped or not. But
Yeah, the references are like a big mystery of like, we don't really know what they want or what they want the references to say. And now it's just like a form they fill out. Like,
Yeah.
it's a big mystery box, but you got in. That's all that matters.
yeah.
So just kind of like what you were saying, La, did you apply to all the schools in Ontario both times you applied?
I think I applied everywhere except Toronto, because like my GPA was really bad for Toronto and I didn't want to write their essays. Where else did I not? I didn't apply to NASM. I applied everywhere else. I almost didn't apply to Western the second time, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
You
Was it because of
imagine?
the cutoffs and the cutoffs
Yeah, 'cause
changing, or?
it was the cars cut off because it was at 129 the year before, and it had 128. So I was like, what are the chances it goes down to like 128, right? And then and it was also the year they came out with the new what's it
Essay
called?
thing.
Essays,
An
yeah.
essay thing. And I was like, if there's no way I'm getting in, I don't want to write that essay. But then it was actually my girlfriend who forced me to do it. She's like, yo, just do it. So I just wrote my like bibliography, whatever, like the essay thing, like in like one afternoon. It was probably like an hour or two, and just wrote it, didn't even like check it, and just like I was like, what?
Just sent it off.
Yo, I love this. Meanwhile, we have like people struggling. They've been like writing it for 1 month. They've done like 10 edits. And it's like, oh my God, can you please check this? Is it okay? And we got Lil like 1 hour. He's just like, he didn't want to do it.
Well, I
Gets
feel
it.
like we were really lucky because our year we submitted everything to OMSAS on the 1st, and then the essays were due on the 16th. So
True.
we had 16 days where we didn't have to work on the rest of our application, and now it's all due
Yeah.
together. And I feel like that kind of sucks.
That's true. Yeah.
There's two types of people in the world: those who submit it, don't look at it, and those who spend hours rereading it and re-editing it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
be
there's an
honest. I think
in-between.
Luz the only person who'd like submitted it without like looking at it, you know,
I submitted
mean,
mine without reviewing.
without reviewing at least once.
I probably read it over, but I don't make changes once I write something down. I
Really?
just run with it.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
How?
Well, because you
That's-
just like I think the strategy, and I don't know, maybe tell us your strategy, La, but my strategy is just to write good words the first time, and then there's nothing to change.
What?
Yeah,
Just be perfect.
I was just like, the chance of like getting an interview was so low because of the cars thing. So I was like, I didn't even care. I just was like, I'll be honest and just write what I want to write. Like, just do it. Like,
I had somebody edit my U of T essays, but for Western, I was just like, yeah, I think you sound good.
That's crazy.
I was also I think I had like falsely lulled myself into a sense of security because there were all these rumors flying around that they weren't actually going to use the essays, that they were going to like mark them and see how it would change who got accepted and then decide if they were going to implement the essays in real life the next year. That was like a big rumor going around.
yeah.
I don't know if it was true. I don't think it was true. Honestly, I think they looked at the essays, but like used the essays in real life, but I told myself it didn't matter because they weren't actually using them this year.
I was given advice the other day. Basically, it had to do with going like through med school and whatever. The less you care about something, the better you'll do because you won't get stressed out about it and overthink it. And I was like, that is very interesting advice.
It's true.
That's a good advice.
So I guess the moral of the story is don't care. I don't know if that's the best advice.
No, I don't. That is not a
but-
good moral. No,
That is not a good moral.
Don't care.
I
At
mean,
least-
if you've listened to more than one episode, you will see we care very much.
Deeply.
You know what's weird? Like usually I'm the one who's like, yeah, I don't really care. I'm nonchalant about like for this. I'm like, what? No, you're crazy.
I know. Yeah, you're usually the one that's like, yeah, we'll just do like our Anki decks. I'll get through it. It's fine.
Yeah, like
Haley and
I
are
won't
like,
study. It's okay. Like we'll figure it out during the exam.
During the exam.
I
But
learned
anyway,
during exams. I don't know
back
about
to
you guys.
so you mentioned you wrote the MCAT twice. Did you like change up your study method? I know probably you had like more time the second time around to study, but did you change up your study method? Did you use any like study resources, like courses or anything, or what was your approach?
The second time, like, what did I do? I really like wanted to improve my cars, so I think I did like exam cracker, like cars 101, whatever. Yo, that did not help. Like first time I didn't study I got 128. Second time I spent half the time studying for cars, I got 128. I was like, okay, there's no point studying for cars. Like, moral of the story. Or maybe my technique just didn't work. But all my other stuff, like I just like read the Kaplan books, did the practice tests, and then the second time, like they improved a lot. Like it was like from like 70th like percentile the first time to like all 90th the second time. So
Dang, my man's flexing on us.
yeah.
yeah, don't study for cars.
No, yeah, cars is weird. It's different for everyone. Like even for me, I use Princeton Review book, and like that book was so useless in terms of their cars advice.
I think with cars in general, like it literally depends on the person. Like I didn't like the Princeton strategy either, but like for some people, like one of my best friends loved Princeton, swore by it, got a 131, I think, on cars. So it all depends on the person.
I also think it's funny, again, like two types of people. There are the people who are like, don't study for cars. You're either good at it or you're not. And then there are people who are like, do a passage every single night for the next 5 years of your life. And then you will be able to increase your score by 1 point.
Start reading Shakespeare every day since like the age of 5, and
Yeah.
you'll get better.
Out of the womb, start doing English.
Yeah.
You will pass cars. Just kidding.
Even if you're not even applying to like North American medical schools, just do it.
Oh, and by English, I meant English courses, like high school. Start English, like high school English out of the womb. Actually, why stop there? Start with university, undergrad English. Age
Yeah.
2.
I took an undergraduate English course and it went poorly for me. So maybe don't do that.
Oh, yeah, you know, if you're good at it, go for it. But like, if you're not, I didn't take an English course at all because I'm not
Neither did I.
gonna get to ruin my GPA like that.
There was a brief moment of my life that I thought I was going to do an English minor. And then I did not pursue that.
So you must have done really well on your cars then.
Cars was pretty easy for me. I did a passage every night while I was studying, but it came to me pretty easily. But I credit that to, we had to take a critical thinking course as part of the IB curriculum. And I think that just got me used to reading those types of questions and stuff. So that's what I credit my cars abilities to. Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to the next question. So, look, I suppose somebody comes up to you. They have a nursing degree. They've completed their nursing degree. They're working as a nurse. Your future colleague, and they ask you like, "Hey, I'm really interested in medicine. What do you recommend for me? Do you recommend they go do a second degree as well? Would you recommend they go into nurse practitioner?"
Well, it depends like what they want to do. Like if they want to do like, I don't know, if they want to just do like family, like they could work pretty well as an NP, as a family, like in family practice. So I might tell them to do like NP, but like also depends on their university marks. Like in nursing, if they have like good grades, then like yeah, like you don't even need to take a second degree to apply. Like you can just use those, like especially because there's a lot of pass-fail courses in nursing. Like some schools won't really, like you won't satisfy their requirements. I think Western, there's some issues with that too. I don't know how Abe got around it.
No, Abe overloaded every year. He took like 6 or 7 courses every year because or 6 or 7 courses every semester, I meant, not every year, so that he would have like enough graded courses so the pass fails don't matter.
That's insane. I know for like some schools like Queens and like Mac, it doesn't really matter. Like they'll look at your grades. They don't care about course load, but like Ottawa, I think like Western, they care about that. So like, I mean, if your grades are bad and you really want to do medicine, then like, yeah, you could do a second degree and like, but like that's a lot of time investment too. Like if you're already a nurse and like you like the job, like there's nothing that's making you like want to sacrifice like years of your life into getting into a different profession. And like two of the years doing the undergrads, like the second undergrad, like that's risky because like you're investing that time, money, opportunity cost, and there's no guaranteed return on that investment.
Yo, I love that opportunity cost there. Spoken like a true house salesman.
Yeah, you sound like a business guy.
Yeah, so like it all depends. And like, yeah, if they want to do something like, if they just want to do Botox or something like that, yo, just do MP because they could just bill like private, like you don't need to be an MD to do that. So depends. Yeah, if there's like any nursing students or like current nurses that want to talk to me or ask for advice, like just hit me up on my Instagram. Lego824 with 2 G's.
Yeah, so, we'll add his Instagram.
We'll tag you in our caption. Yeah. Don't worry.
But yeah, hit up La. He's got some dope photos.
I think one of our last questions here. So, I mean, we haven't really experienced medicine fully yet, but if you had to say, what do you think the biggest difference between nursing and medicine is?
For sure, like you have like a greater scope like of what you can do. Like as a physician, like you can basically do everything, and like you are really involved in like deciding how the care is gonna go. As a nurse is like a different aspect of that. You know, it's like you're more monitoring the patient, like delivering like certain aspects of the care, and that also ties in with like an autonomy. Like I said before, like in medicine you have like so much more autonomy because you're basically like the lead of the team, and you're the expert, right? So you end up having that autonomy to basically like depends on what residency, like what specialty you go into. Like if you're a family physician, you could just like you're basically running your own business. So like that's a very appealing aspect of it, but there's also more responsibility that goes with that, right? Because you're the expert, you're like most responsible. As a nurse, oftentimes like you don't need to have that crazy depth of knowledge. Like you can just a lot of the interventions like is call the physician, right? Like I remember like doing like questions in like nursing school, it's like half the answers are all this contact the physician, like let the physician know like what's going on. Like so yeah, like the biggest difference is probably autonomy. Like
Yeah, I think Abe said something similar too. When we asked him questions in the last podcast, he said something like whenever he would ask questions at the hospital, the response he would get from other nurses is, "Oh, don't worry, that's the physician's job. You don't need to know it." And that made him kind of be like, I guess, more interested in being the physician.
yeah, exactly. Because it's like so much, I guess like it's more uncertainty. Because like if you don't know a lot about something and you're supposed to work with this and you're just supposed to just like trust the decision of like what's being told to you, it like it kind of makes you like more like it kind of stresses you out because you're like, oh, what's gonna go like what's going on with this patient? Like he's unstable. The physician said to do this. Like that causes a lot of stress. But as a physician, you're like, okay, like you kind of have a bigger picture, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, I get that. That's like the physician telling you to do something and you don't understand why. And then that freaks you out. Like you don't want to mess up. You don't want to be like yelled at if something wrong happens. But it's like the physician's telling you to do it because like there's a bigger thing.
mm-hmm. Or like you do know why, but like you don't really spend that much time learning it. So like you don't know it that well. You're not really that familiar with it. And then another thing is you're responsible, like in nursing, you're responsible for a lot of like random things. Like for example, like bring the patient water or like stuff like that. Like sometimes it'll be like really random, like food services won't want to do this thing. They're like, oh, that's not our job. And then it just falls on the nurse. And then like housekeeping doesn't want to do this. So it falls on the nurse. It's like not only do you have to be responsible for like the medical aspect and like that aspect of the care, like a lot of the random stuff will fall on you. And then that just like it's not fun.
Before we get into the fun question, as I was saying before, Katie, my roommate and I share a wall, and she wanted to give you some advice for cars. She said that her mom made her do grammar quizzes in her free time. So there's Katie's, for cars. She said that her mom made her do grammar quizzes. So I guess if that's another tip that you can use. Katie won't actually come talk to us on the podcast, but she will give you her tidbits of information through the wall.
We'll bring her on one day.
Everybody comments down below that they would like to meet Katie. We can convince her. We just need to let her know that she has fans who want to see her. So comment down below that you want to see Katie and we'll bring her on.
Or we'll just make a segment that's tips from Katie through the wall. Anyways, okay. Because I found these fun questions, I want to ask this fun question. So look, very important question. What would be the coolest animal to scale up to the size of a horse?
Cat.
A cow? A cat.
I love that. Horse-sized cat.
Why?
I'm like, I wish my cat was like the size of a dog. Like I would love that.
But if your cat was the size of a horse, where would you leave it in your house?
I don't know, like build a
Put it in the
room
garage.
for the cat. I guess. I don't know.
What size litter box would you need?
Oh my gosh.
Let's
You'd
use
have
a
to have like a
stable.
stable like you do for horses, but it'd be so fluffy.
Yeah. Imagine that cat purring, like it'd be like an earthquake.
That would be amazing. That was a good answer.
That was a good answer. Okay, well, that was short. I'm gonna ask one more. If your life was a movie, what songs would be on the soundtrack?
Oh, I can never.
Probably some rap, seeing as rap
Yeah.
inspired him to go into
It's like
medicine.
NBA 2K soundtrack, probably.
On Spotify. Let me see what songs there is. I don't know. That's a hard question.
I could probably guess for La.
Okay, yeah, Advait, you guess for La. That'd be funny.
Probably some Bollywood songs.
Yeah, probably some Bollywood songs. Probably.
Advait's life
Yeah.
would just be Priyanka Chopra singing.
Wait, what? She's an actor.
Yeah,
Doesn't she
but
sing in the
that's
movies
your
you
sound.
showed us?
Actress. What?
Did she
I
not
think
sing?
she sings in the clips that you showed us.
That's lip syncing.
Oh,
Sorry guys, I just see a truck and I think my spin bike is getting delivered now.
that's
Did you
so
get a Peloton?
No, I got like a cheaper one, but like yeah, trying to get in shape, trying to stay fit during COVID.
Okay. Well, we'll wrap stuff up so that you can go spin your little heart out. But thank you so much for coming on to this week's episode, La. It was great to hear from you, and I'm sure our listeners and viewers really appreciated it. And like we said before, we'll be putting La's Instagram in our description so that you can hit him up if you have any questions. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. This has been our, I don't even know what number
Episode 14.
14th episode, talking about nursing to medical school round 2, a little bit of a different path. As always, we love hanging out with you guys, love to hear from you. So hit us up on any of our social media and we will see you in 2 weeks.
All right, sweet.
Thanks, La.
Thanks
See
for
you
having
on Zoom.
me. Yeah. See you on Zoom.